Hello and welcome back to the end of another week. You can kind of see in there we have some boxes. We're sort of doing the last of our moving. We were cautiously optimistic that the roof was going to be done by Friday, and obviously that's not the case because we still have scaffolding. So yeah. The roof is almost done. Apparently, the crew that we have only works every other Friday, and they had already worked the previous Friday, so they didn't work our Friday. But yeah, so on Friday, they came out and they kind of like did the sides, and for the most part, the roof is pretty nearly done. They have some work that they're kind of doing there. I'm not going to go, we did actually go up on the scaffolding before. And if I raise this up a bit, you might be able to see up there, there's like some metal bits. And it's because like, this is a very old house. It was built probably in the mid 1800s and nothing is level, nothing is square. We're kind of doing the best we can with what we have. And so are the roofers. So, on the other side, basically the roof angles very much this way. So there's kind of a metal piece that goes up there. And then here, they're trying to, make it as straight as possible, but kind of up in this area, they're gonna have to get creative and figure out how to make that look nice. So yeah, we're hoping that Monday is the last day that they're here, and then all the scaffolding goes down and we're basically done with the roof. We have spent the weekend moving as much of our stuff from the apartment over as we can. Merlin, our cat, is still at the apartment, and hopefully we'll move him over Tuesday, I think. But we'll kind of see. Assuming this all gets done Monday, he should get moved over on Tuesday. Nothing else is really happening. At some point I'll squeeze in some video of earlier this week, because this other side, the asbestos side of the roof, did not go quite as nicely as this side of the roof. So earlier this week, they just had tarps that were very poorly put on and had a bunch of holes, and kind of midweek we had a storm. So there was a ton of water in the attic and issues like that. Thankfully for us and for them, since we've already dealt with water damage issues, we really did not want to do that again. So Francis was up probably at like 4 or 5 in the morning dealing with overflowing containers and all kinds of things. But overall, it's been resolved, and now we have almost a complete roof, which is pretty cool. My little seedlings down there are still doing their thing. Out in the garden, I've kind of been working in this area here, getting the cardboard down and some planters. And over there, I've been refilling my potato pots. If I actually come into the garden, I've been dealing with something you can sort of see evidence there. Some creature has been coming into my onions and literally eating them from the bottom up. I have no idea what those are, but they're annoying. And in this bed, you can barely see it because I got black, but I have gone around and put these nails in every 30 centimeters or roughly 1 foot. And I've put the polyester string, so you can see there. So this whole bed is going to be basically a grid garden. In the States, they call it a square foot garden. I don't call it a square foot garden because out here we measure a square foot by 30 centimeters, which isn't actually a foot. Plus the square foot gardening method needs special dirt, and I just use potting soil and my native soil and kind of combine it and use whatever I got. But yeah, so this is my bed, and it is now pretty much ready for planting with the grids that you can't really see because they're black. But basically every square, every grid in here will have different stuff, and that will get planted out as soon as I deal with the snails that are out here. The fava beans are coming in really nicely. So if I come down here, you can see I have quite a few beans, which is cool. And over here we have like onion and leek and just some miscellaneous stuff that I had. These twigs were the physalis, I forget what they're called, but those orange fruity things that I had last year. If I dug in here enough, yeah, you can see right there's actually a little green thing. So I'm kind of hoping that these will grow back. This was my aubergine, which I was thinking about trying to overwinter, but I don't think it survived, so I'll probably end up tearing that out at some point. But we do plan to harvest the fava beans before we hack this down. And then the next set of stuff is basically, this area over here has been dug, and I plan to make that look more like that. The parsley is actually going to get moved over by the jasmine, because we use that a lot, and now it's kind of bolting. So it'll eventually go to seed, and I'd like it to go to seed over there to kind of propagate itself over in that area, which is easier to harvest. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week. Things to come are definitely the roof is getting finished. They're going to clear off all the wood that they left on this side of the roof. They're going to finish the other side of the roof. Take down all of the things. And we are planning on moving Merlin over this week. So Mr. B is there. Hi, Mr. B. And he's been hanging out, obviously, for months and months. But Merlin is our cat, and he is very timid, shy, so we didn't really want to move him over until most of the loud work was done. So that should be this week. And yeah, in other random news, my new to me car is great. Unfortunately, I was in a small fender bender the other day. So somebody in a parking lot was backing out of their spot and backed up into me. Thankfully, it didn't cause any damage other than a fender bender. And since it's an older car, we didn't do anything. But yeah, so that is my new to me manual car. As a typical American, I'm used to driving automatic, so that bad boy has been very interesting. I am taking my test again. The prompt to buying that bad boy was failing my first French driving exam. Like royally failing my first driving exam. So yeah, now I get to practice every single day with a manual, and my next exam is sometime in May. May 3rd is my language exam, so that's coming up. I'm hoping to pass with at least a B1, but we'll see. So yeah, things coming up. It's vacation time. We're not taking a vacation, but other people are taking a vacation. And yeah, our big excitement is moving Mr. Merlin over. So yeah, when he comes to the house, I'll show him off, maybe, if he'll pose for the camera. But yeah, so that's it for today, this week. Hope you had a good one, and I'll see you next week. Bye.